Little bit of inchy sweet to get us started on this review of this quaint old instrument I'm about to show you. Something I've never come across before. The make or model is Jeni Frank, and it comes from, when I can read it better, Burbank, California, would you believe? There you are. If I'd have just showed you this, you'd be able to read it better than me. This is quite by far the most attractive part of this instrument, and as you see, it's quite what's the word for it? It looks as if it's had a hard life, and this the finish on the headstock and the transfer have not gone unheeded by loads of people who are not worried about these things, but I think it's quite the most attractive part of this instrument, so it would have been worth preserving. Anyway, this is, for want of a better word, a very simple made instrument. So any value that is attached to it should be to its age, and not bad sound and playability. I say simple, but it's kind of quaint. It's in the way that sort of garden furniture is quaint. It's not exactly crude, but it's it's not the way you would have it for your dining table. Anyway, let's get down to cases. It's made of mahogany ply, and the back and the front are possibly the plainest Jane mahogany ply I've ever come across. If I was being posh, I'd say laminated mahogany, but it's just plywood really. The sides are quite nice. That has a little bit of colour and a little bit of figure in it. Not a lot, but a little bit. It's quite a nice a nice joint on the heel there, as you see. An interesting factor about it is that it's a solid piece of mahogany for the neck. So there's no joint like there is on the modern Chinese ones. But there's no fingerboard, no fretboard at all to speak of. The fretboard is the neck. The frets are laid directly into it, which is a quite old. This is one of the ways we can tell its age, because this is like the earliest ukuleles that came from Hawaii, and then the fingerboard is also level with the table of the ukulele, and the action's reasonable. Quite low, considering that it's level with the table. Just ordinary nylon monofilament strings. The other thing that's odd about this is most ukuleles that are made like this, where it joins the body is usually the point where they stick the 12th fret in. But they couldn't stick the 12th fret in at this point, because whatever the miscalculation, the 12th fret would have made it would have been flat because there's only room enough for 11 and a bit frets there. So that's kind of quaint, an 11 fretted ukulele. The bridge is not bad. The bridge looks quite smart and snazzy. It could possibly be a replacement. I don't know, but it's quite attractive, and it does a job. Simple, knotted string variety. I don't know what the name for that is actually. Nobody's ever thought of a name for what kind of a bridge that is. They have names for the different kinds of guitar bridges and so on, but anyway, I burble on. I'm bumbling along. It's got an odd set of pegs on it. Ordinary non-slip pegs. There's 3 with sort of like pearlized buttons, and one with a sort of ivory coloured button, and they are the worst kind of non-slip pegs. They're very, very small buttons, very, very short screws to adjust them. So I'll probably throw in a set of more modern non-slip pegs to go along with this to whoever buys it. I've had to spend quite a bit of time fiddling with the screw to get them to stay reasonably in tune, and it may have gone out of tune by the time I played that little bit. Let's just check. It's not too bad. It doesn't actually sound bad. It's not the best sounding ukulele in the world, but it's also not the worst, because a lot of the early ukuleles that I had when I was just a youngster, I remember, I think the first decent looking one was from Germany, and it even had an arched back, a pressed laminated wood back, and it looked absolutely, with a sunburst finish, and it looked absolutely fantastic, and it was as dead as a dodo. It was absolutely numb. I learnt the basic chord shapes on it and stuff like that, but you know, no amount of technique would get anything more than a desultory noise out of it. Anyway, so this at least has the benefit of a respectable tone and volume. There's a little bit of a buzz there somewhere. It means it's either perhaps catching the first fret or just needing a little bit of build up in the nut slots just to raise it a fraction. But apart from that, it's not bad. I think what we're looking at here is something for somebody who wants to start perhaps collecting, but hasn't got sort of big bucks for the usual collectible makes of ukuleles. So what we can say about this is its collectability is in when it was made, it's probably from the first decade or two of ukuleles being made, i.e. 20s, 30s, and also the fact, I don't know if I mentioned, the neck is very, very slim, and that helps the playability tremendously for somebody, especially somebody who's just starting. So that's a good feature, and that lovely little quaint little transfer there of whoever Jeni Frank was from Burbank, California, and the fact that it's Burbank, California, an American ukulele, of course. The mainlanders took the trade away from the poor islanders in the early days. So this is, you know, probably one of in the vanguard of those makers who's originally copied Hawaiian ukuleles to get in on the novelty song fashion of the day. So there we are. It's very quaint. It's very it's not the greatest ukulele in the world, but it's sort of like got this quaintness about that era. So there we are. If you're a budding collector and need to start somewhere, you couldn't start in a better place. And it's a modest price for starters of collecting instruments. So give it a punt if you see it on eBay, will you? And then I've got one more little chunk of space in my house. Okay, thanks for watching. What we're going to finish off with, we'll finish off with my howly song that's sort of what you might call a default number, Ukulele Lady. I love to linger in the moonlight on Honolulu Bay. Memories come to me by moonlight, though that I'm far away. And all the beaches are full of peaches who bring their youths along. And in the glimmer of the moonlight, they love to sing this song. If you like a ukulele lady like you like to linger where it's shady, ukulele lady linger too. If you kiss a ukulele lady and you promise ever to be true, and she sees another ukulele lady fall in love with you, maybe she'll sigh an awful lot, maybe she'll cry, but maybe not. Maybe she'll fall and somebody else by and by to sing to when it's cool and shady where the tricky wicky wackies woo. If you like a ukulele lady, a ukulele lady like you. I think it's going out of tune. I've lost it. Oh, it's definitely out of tune now. If you like a ukulele lady like you, like me, like I like you, and we both like the same. And I'd like to say that this very day, the ukulele lady like you, ukulele lady like you. Jeni Frank. Bye now. Thanks for watching.